All right, big news coming in. Times Now's access the audio copy of Sanjay Bhandari. In fact, this is the Sanjay Bhandari verdict in which his extradition has been approved by a court there, a magistrate court in Westminster in the United Kingdom. And this is, of course, the first step at extraditing him. Whether he'll be allowed appeals and whether he will go further for any kind of legal recourse remains to be seen. But it's certainly a huge development, given that the Robert Vadra links to Sanjay Bhandari have been spoken about. In fact, we have seen already the kind of political war of words coming in after this development. The audio copy we have accessed, and we'll be just getting you the details of this particular audio copy at the moment. So we have also, in fact, put a question to Mr. Robert Vadra. We will be getting a response on that as well. So very, very significant developments coming in over here as far as the developments coming in from London are concerned. The audio copy of Sanjay Bhandari that have been accessed. All right, let's go across to Danish. Danish, I believe we have the details of that audio copy. Can you take us through exactly what has been said by the court in the case of Sanjay Bhandari and his extradition?
Well, as we have been reporting, divided in two phases. In the first phase of March, the arguments relating to crime of facie were made. In the second phase, Sanjay Bhandari had raised the issue of abuse of process and his human rights. So those issues were argued in the second leg of the trial. But the order copy has now come out, and Judge Michael Snow, who authored that over 100-page document, has made it very clear that the government of India has been able to make out a prima facie case against Sanjay Bhandari, and based on the assurances that the government of India has provided to the court, the Sanjay Bhandari's human rights will not be violated, and that his case is fit enough to be sent to the Home Secretary, which is another term for okaying his extradition. Judge Michael Snow very rigorously went through all those points, all those defense arguments that were made, and has said that Sanjay Bhandari's extradition can go ahead. Of course, as I have been reporting, this is just the first stage, but a significant victory nevertheless, because this is the court, the Westminster Magistrates Court, where I was present when the judge
All right, stay with us, Danish. My colleague Christine joins us now. I believe she has the copy with her. Yes, Christine, take us through the copy. What does it say?
Madhav, it's a 107-page long order copy that Times Now has now accessed, and it's right here for you. The Westminster Magistrate Court, before the district judge, it says the government of India versus Sanjay Bhandari. Now, this is the judgment. Mr. Lloyd leading, Mr. Du Sautai for the government of India. So all of those appearing for each of the parties mentioned here, and then it starts with a quick background and chronology of the proceedings. So a couple of points on that. Thereafter, you see down below the challenges to the extradition. Point number 4, it says the defendant has raised the following challenges to his extradition: whether the offences are extradition offences, whether there is a prima facie case in respect of all the charges that the defendant faces in each request. Point number C is extradition is barred under section 87EA2003, for it would place him at a real risk of suffering inhuman and degrading treatment contrary to Article 3 European Convention on Human Rights. Thereafter, several other points of what perhaps are the challenges that have been put out by Bhandari's team. These are the couple of points that have been mentioned if we go by this order copy. Thereafter comes the conduct alleged against the defendant. So that's point number 7 for you. The conduct underlying the allegation summarized for the first request of affidavit of Mahesh Gupta, the Deputy Director of Enforcement Directorate. Thereafter it goes on to, because it's a 107-page long order copy, Madhav, so we'll try and quickly take you through the brief and really highlight the important points here. This is, of course, the challenges that have been alleged. Thereafter comes the point number 16, how it says it is the government's case that during a search conducted at the premises of the defendant on 27th April 2016 by the income tax authorities, the defendant denied having owned any foreign assets, whereas documents were found relating to foreign income and assets which were not declared by the defendant to the tax authorities. So here pretty much comes in what has been maintained by the agency so far. Now remember, this is a case that is being fought by the Indian agencies here, and those points also find finding a mention in the order copy. Now that the extradition has been approved by the Westminster Court, we'll keep breaking down these details. But for the moment, this is the 107-page long order copy by the Westminster Magistrates Court.
Kritveen, please stay with us because we're going to keep coming back to you for more details, and perhaps you could glance through that order copy in the meanwhile. Time